Yeah, if you could scoot up the dog food things, we'll use that as a.
Sure.
Thank you. Well, but I do need you to read because I won't be able to read.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So reading that.
That'll be your eyes.
Yes, thank you. No, I meant I need the dog thing for the computer.
Oh.
Yeah. I wanted to use that as this. Okay. Hello, everybody. Okay. So we're gonna scooch that back. Put that there. I guess that'll work. Okay. There. Yeah, this will work. I think this is a good setup here. Yes. If we could just move that. Sorry, folks, for the delays here. We had some issues. I just saw the whole table lifting up off the side. Okay, we're here. Now we can officially start the armor wearing process. So I've got my wife here on the comments for now. So if you can keep an eye on the comments for both chats.
I was about to say I've got a.
I mean,
I wish TikTok was here and YouTube was there.
It's fine if you're in live. I don't know. Oh. I'd say just scooch over here in this corner here where you can see.
I was gonna hide in the corner.
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Moving the table out of the way.
Okay, so we got some greaves.
Try to stay out of the way as much as I can. Sorry, YouTube. Y'all get to see me. Yeah, we had some issues. With the schedule one, we had hit a setting wrong, so we had to redo it. We apologize.
I'm putting on my greaves now. Oh, we have a few hundred people.
Favorite Unite group in the 15th century?
Unite? What?
It says Unite group. I think it's a spelling error. United group in the 15th century?
I'm not sure.
I was looking into getting a Viking helmet. Got any shops recommended?
I haven't done much looking at Viking stuff. I would say maybe Steel Mastery would probably have some. You've got a Steel Mastery. So I wouldn't normally be lifting my leg up like this, but on the YouTube, I guess you could angle the video there so they can actually see stuff. There we go.
Go down. There you go. That's a little bit better. Still see swords.
That's something.
It's the cheek and sword guy. Yes, it is. Wearing the leggings.
Wearing my leggings. Yeah, so the reason why I'm wearing leggings is because you kind of have to. Like, the way this armor works is it sits really close to the body, and you just can't have that much material between you and the body, or like between you and the armor, or else you start to have issues with how it articulates and everything. So I have to wear very close-fitting garments. So if you see, the only place where I have any slack is kind of up in the torso. So I have a tight fit, on the legs, and then on the arms are a little snug. Of course, this doesn't stretch, so there has to be a certain amount of slack there, and it's really tight in the midsection because this is where it supports the leg arm, which is going on next. These are my fleeces.
Oh.
No, this isn't Yeehaw. Yeehaw's going on, but this is not Yeehaw. I would be nice to be there at Yeehaw. I've got some friends there, but it was just a bit of a distance, and we had a lot going on.
Someone mentioned that the picture is clearer on TikTok, but YouTube is slightly less behind.
Interesting.
That's good to know. Thank you, Petra.
Oh yeah, the picture is definitely going to be clearer on TikTok because the difference being a new phone versus I don't even know how old this computer is. So
it's been through some abuse. Museum in Jacksonville is super cool. Sounds like it would be fun to go to. Thank you for the follow.
So the putting on the leg harness is kind of the only thing I can do by myself.
I get to hang out.
Yeah, she gets to hang out for now. I have to do this part pretty much by myself.
Oh, I thought this room was in a museum. We get that a lot. This is our dining room. It's just been taken over by armor.
Sure it has.
And people on YouTube, feel free to put your comments in there. I'm checking both chats. I don't want you guys to feel left out.
So I'm currently lacing the leg harness to my doublet. So that's where all because these legs are kind of heavy. Not like unreasonably heavy, but if you've ever had to wear like knee pads ever, you're probably well accustomed to how obnoxious it is when your knee pads constantly slide down on you. That's kind of the same situation here, is that if this was just strapped to my legs are not particularly stable or useful to tie things off to. So there are straps to my legs, and that's to keep it from kind of flopping around, but the actual weight is supported by my doublet. So you can see here where it's tied off to the doublet, and you can see instantly how much weight this thing is pulling on my doublet, and that's why it's so tight in this midsection, because it's using the body's shape to actually support. So if you think about like when you wear like a hiking backpack and you have a strap that goes across the chest, but you often have one across the midsection as well. And that's why why it's as tight as it is through here, because this little girdle function of the doublet is what keeps the weight of the leg harness. So it's not actually being suspended by my legs, it's being suspended from my hips. I think let's see, I always have to do a little test fit. See if I like where I tied it. I think it's a little, I might need to take it a little lower, but it'll probably loosen up too. That's another thing. I want the next piece.
Someone said they've heard that if the arming point to the leg harness fails, the entire thing locks. Is it true?
It doesn't necessarily lock up, but it definitely becomes obnoxious. So I can kind of demonstrate here what happens. So this is about where it needs to be on my leg, right? And that's all well and good. But if the arming point fails, then it'll probably start to slide down my leg a little bit. So it depends on how much the straps are doing for me. But it is possible that it might slide to the point where I can't really move my leg like I want to anymore. So it just depends, because it depends on how far it falls after that point. But there are the other straps that will do something to kind of keep it upright. Plus the interaction on the greaves beneath that also gives it a little bit of resistance to sliding.
Someone wants to know if the helmet is SCA rated.
I don't think it's SCA rated. I haven't checked. It is compliant with the Doncorbian Concord or whatever that is. I can't remember the name right now. But it's a rule set for historical like harness spectrum, I believe. Well, that or it is shared by the SCA. I'm not sure. But I don't think this is inherently SCA compliant. Different priorities.
Hedger said if you were a professor, he would totally take your classes. You explain things so thoroughly.
I would, if I was a professor, I would find every excuse I could find to do a lecture on armor.
Yeah.
I would love that.
You'd be that teacher that gets derailed as soon as they know what your hobbies are and they know to mention them.
Oh no. That's dangerous.
What's this? Alan Kimker, do you mean like a fist fight or a sword fight? They want to know, have you ever been in a fight? I don't know which type they mean.
Yes.
What's your favorite medieval movie? Go
on. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Good choice.
That's my favorite medieval movie.
How much does this sort of armor limit movement?
You will find out.
You'll get to see that pretty soon.
Yeah, just keep watching. There's no reason in me telling you how much it restricts when I can just show you how much it restricts, all right? Let's see. So I think I've got it sitting a little high at the moment.
Have you ever done Boohurt?
I've never done that, no. Ugh.
Is that the one with the running knight?
The one with the running... Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, they want to know if you've ever been in a sword fight.
No, like to the death one. Okay, so let's see. So I got my leg harness on, so we can move this out of the way.
You've been in several hundred sparring matches by this point.
Yeah, I'd say so. So that's my leg harness. These are the fanciest, shiny, leggings you'll ever see, right? I think this should just come back as fashion, honestly. Like nothing else, no other armor. I mean, just
the legs.
Just the legs. Just imagine like you walk up to the club and you're just like, yeah.
Oh no, the Baron Zemo dance.
Yeah, the Baron Zemo dance in your shiny legs. It'd be great.
That's great. They want to know how you think House of the Dragon did on armor. I know you did a video on that.
Some of it was pretty good, actually. I liked a lot of it, but a lot of it was pretty fantasy at the same time. So it depended on what armor you were looking at. The Attorney Knight armor was pretty good. Everything else, maybe less so. It depends on which house we're talking about, but I don't actually know the houses well enough to know for myself. Okay.
And someone mentioned Medieval Extreme. Do they make good stuff?
I'm not familiar with them. We can probably turn the camera back up now.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll put the gun back in frame for whoever was lamenting the loss of the gun.
That's probably a little bit.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure the gun was in frame. Let's see. Do you make your armor? Damon's armor was ridiculous. Yes. How about barbarians?
Don't remember who that is. Who is that?
Barbarians weren't. Wait, from House of the Dragon barbarians? That wasn't a house. And then someone wants to know, do you make your armor?
I do not make my armor, but I do tinker with it. That's kind of one of the things of owning armor is that you have to maintain it, right? And that can sometimes mean that you have to work on it some too. So I've done like a little bit of work on mine, but I haven't made any of the pieces. That's the mail over there. Okay, so now we're going to be putting on a male hauberk. I use a hauberk because I don't have a backplate. So my breastplate is just a breastplate. It does not cover the back. So I'm wearing a full hauberk instead of male voiders because I have enough open coverage that doesn't have plate on it to warrant wearing a full male. Doing voiders wouldn't really save me all that much weight in this situation. Let's see, is that the...
Is the back.
That is the back. So putting on mail is kind of a fun thing. The best way if you ever find yourself in a situation where you need to put on mail, this is the best method I've seen yet to do it, which is basically you want to get the weight of the mail onto your chest, because mail is kind of obnoxious to put on your body because it doesn't stretch, it's kind of heavy, and it likes to get caught on itself. So there's a bit of finicking involved in putting on mail. And oh boy, if it rolls on you, you're going to need someone to help you. Which is fortunately, I have somebody here who can help me.
This is why he keeps me around.
Okay, so this is kind of like the situation you want to be in when you're putting on the mail. Somebody made a comment.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
I was going to close that because it's kind of
I see.
right in the back.
Oh yeah, so this is kind of the situation where you want to be in when you're putting on the mail.
I am not his mom. I'm his wife. Thank you. You're not the only person to ask that. Do you have armor that can stop musket shot? Can you make armor that's strong?
Yes, I don't have it, but there is armor that is strong enough to stop a musket.
And then someone meant Barbarians the show. It's a Netflix show.
No, I've not watched it. So basically, this stage here is I've got the weight of it on my chest. I've got my arms through. So now the game is basically to get my head through the neck hole, and then let gravity kind of do the rest and make sure I don't pull out any of my points here.
Oh, it's like curled underneath.
Like I said, yeah, if it curls, you need somebody to help you. Because
that's. If I left you right now.
Oh, I would just tilt over and drop it out. Ugh. Gotta let everything settle.
You're so sweaty already.
Okay. There.
Check. Step Knight's looking a little thick.
What?
This would give me anxiety. It gives me anxiety all the time.
What does?
Yes. Oh, I like that, Pedro. I want to be the sword mistress from now on. I like that. Top 5 favorite helmet designs.
Oh.
Someone says their favorite is the Armet.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'd say salad. I think my number one would be. That's not right.
What?
You flipped it. Oh wait, flip it around.
Oh.
The leather on the inside.
My bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd say number 1 is the salad. Number 2 would be the Armet. Number 3 would be the Burgonet. Number 4 would be the Kettle helmet. Number 5 would be the Frogmouth. Maybe. Actually, let's drop the Kettle. Let's put the Frogmouth up to 4. And for number 5, we're gonna do the quintessential flat top Crusader-esque great helmet. So right now she's putting on my mail collar. That's why I'm just kind of standing here for the moment. Okay, so now I am very well. Honestly, so this is kind of a cool thing here is, mail is a really good defense in and of itself. So honestly, like if I put on a helmet right now, I would be extremely well protected. Like this is a really good armor right here. The legs are, it's a little silly to be this like lopsided to have plate on the legs and then mail on top. But like for what the armor is doing, this is actually, I'm very well protected at this stage, other than my head and my hands. Anybody ask any questions?
Is the chainmail riveted or welded?
It is riveted.
And then no protection for the crown jewels.
Yeah, so that's the issue here is that mine's running a little short. I oopsie doodled on the trimming. I trimmed the skirt. I forgot to account for the fact that it would have to be going over top so much, and so I ended up being a little short. I have some pieces that I'm planning to like reaffix at some point, or like just turn into some sort of skirt that I can wear and do like a double nail, just to get some extra protection down there.
I just really want you to hit the gritty.
That's not gonna happen. So yeah, really I should be looking for mail down to about here, I think. But that's not where we're at. So at some point I'm gonna reattach that mail, but I don't know when I'm gonna do it. Also the fact that my next step is to get a full cuirass, which means I won't be needing to wear this mail fabric anyways. So I'll be able to just make a skirt at that point, and it won't be an issue.
500K, you need to wear this to Best Buy. We have a Best Buy in town.
That'd be a toot.
Is it hard to breathe when fighting the chainmail?
Not really. Not really hard to breathe, but so not wearing mail right now the mail is entirely supported on my shoulders at the moment, which you would typically want to cinch a belt onto your waist, like to bear the weight, like the leg harness is being borne. But because I have this breastplate, that does the job of the belt for me. So I don't actually put a belt on underneath. I just put the breastplate on and let it get cinched in real tight.
And someone wants to know where you got your blue HEMA jacket.
That's from Spez. S-P-E-S, Spez. No. Where are you going?
I thought it was twisted.
Over here. Double checking. And it seems to be in real good.
Nope.
Protection. There we go. Now I'm really protected.
Doggo does help Rob.
What?
Said Doggo help Rob. What is the total weight of the armor when it's all on?
I think it's about 60 pounds. I think about 60 pounds.
Yeah.
The mail is adding a lot that I could cut from a full plate. Like if I had a full cuirass, I could probably actually drop my weight a bit more. Because I've got all this mail underneath the breastplate that's not actually doing anything for me. Now this mail's good, and then the mail over here is good. And the mail back here is fantastic to have. But once it's under a plate, it's not doing me much. So I have all this weight on my arms and under my chest and everything, and then on my back that I could cut out entirely if I switched over to a full cuirass instead.
So that kind of went to they had a second part to that about how do you feel the weight distributed.
Yeah, okay, so right now the weight is distributed on my shoulders and on my hips, and that's kind of the gist of it. So I've got as much as I can get onto my hips, the better, because my hips are at my core. It's where I can carry that weight with the least amount of discomfort. So if you are supporting it on your shoulders, that's going to get really tiring really fast. So as much of that weight as you can shift onto your hips, the better. Now, once I start armoring up my arms, I'm going to start pulling that weight back up to here. So right now, I'm very comfortable, but as I start to add those arms back on, it's going to start kind of top-loading me a bit, which is going to start to become a little unpleasant over time, but it's not anything that you can't deal with. It's just, you're going to feel it at some point. I
I want to switch over to the YouTube comments because I feel like I'm neglecting them. So the breastplate and placard, is that one solid piece or two separate pieces, and how are they connected?
Yes. Okay. So that would have been a great question to have before I went on, so I could show you. But you should be able to see the point. So I have a breastplate underneath. I don't know how much you can tell from here, but I have a breastplate, and then I have a placard. So people in the chat who don't know, the breastplate's this piece here. This is the placard here. They are two separate pieces, and they're attached on sliding rivets, and so that gives me mobility here. And I can kind of, it lets me do like these kind of movements here. There we go. There's the. So you see that? So that's it makes me articulate. If you've ever had an action figure, it's the same thing. It's what lets me do all these movements here. So that's where that mobility comes from, right there.
Where do you recommend buying armor? They were going to get from Steel Mastery, but Ukraine.
Yeah, Steel Mastery is probably still one of your best options. They're still doing work. I know that. I have a friend who ordered a piece from them, and the piece is coming along great. So they're still taking orders.
Yeah.
And you'd be supporting, the Ukrainian business, so it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like if you want good armor, that's the area of the world
Ukraine
you want to
where
go
all the good
to.
armor is.
Yeah. So will it take longer to get here? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it amazing armor? Yes.
It's still going to take them time to make it, too.
Yeah, I mean, it was already going to take a while. So I know TikTok chat's been going kind of quick. So if I accidentally skip a question that you like drastically want answered, where was the armor made? Looking
Everywhere.
at Etsy and Barina Cap. I don't know about Etsy. Arming doublet or chainmail underneath. Dag Key thick. Got like 3 C's on that one. Which period is your armor?
So my armor is styled after the 50s. I can kind of answer all these at once. So my armor is kind of, if you could start helping me with the answering those. That'll keep me busy for a minute. So my armor is sort of this hodgepodge. It is not something I would recommend most people do, just because it's difficult to make it happen. I'm lucky in that I am kind of a very generic body shape. I fit a lot of this like generically made armor. A lot of it fits pretty well. I have to do some bending here and there, but it's not much trouble for me to make it fit. But there is an element of historical accuracy that is lacking in these pieces. So
I forgot which one I do.
Which arm is that?
This arm.
Yeah. Okay. So all these are looped together. So you just kind of like untie these little bundles. So yeah, this is my best effort to build a 15th century set of armor on my budget, and that means that it has certain constraints to its accuracy. I'm hoping to eventually start to replace pieces with more accurate options, but I feel like I've done a pretty good job curating what options are available to arrive at the point that I have. So we'll see where that goes in the future. And then there was another question of, so where was this made? So yeah, a lot of these are off the shelf. I know a few of these pieces are Indian made, but also some of them are American made. I believe my arm harness is secondhand, but it was made by a smith in the US. I don't know who made it. Again, it was secondhand. But they were custom made pieces and they happened to fit me, so it worked out. So what we're doing here is a great way for you to let your arm harness be put on, because it gets tiring to hold up the weight of all this metal. So for the time it takes for her to put this on, it helps for me to just rest my arm on her shoulder. And you actually see a depiction of this in a like sequence of images of like arming a knight, and so a medieval painting, and it shows the knight doing this to the squire while the squire puts their arm harness on. What's up?
I was wondering if both of these went to the middle piece. It's been a while.
Oh.
I'm forgetting.
Did you help me out with that? Or did someone else help me?
Someone else helped you?
Oh. Yeah. A little rusty.
Part of it.
But
I love you.
Well, if I had my glasses on, actually. Where I put my glasses? They're over there.
They're over there.
I am apologizing then because I can't read the chat at the moment.
I will get back to it momentarily.
Yes, this is kind of fun. This is the I think probably the least interesting part for the viewers, because it's just a sequence of us just.
It's time consuming.
Yeah.
Drop your arms like this.
Can you hand me my glasses so I can hopefully skim the chat from here? We're gonna see how well I can do. Oh yeah, I can see it a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna scooch this way.
You all know what I'm doing.
There we go. Okay, now I can read. Whoop. Okay. I'm just gonna go back to here. Squire wife, yes, Squire wife. They say you're lucky. You're a lucky lady.
I am a very lucky lady. I will never say otherwise.
I don't know. You get roped into this.
Still lucky.
So she is currently. So I have a floating arm harness, which is to say that the pieces aren't actually articulated to each other. They are all individual metal plates that are then tied separately to my arm. So it means that you don't have to worry about any sort of articulation in the plates, but at the same time, you don't get the benefit that having an articulated plate gives you in that it keeps your arm from being bent too far back because the plate stops your arm. So, there are arm breaks that you can do to somebody who doesn't have armor on, or you just, bend the arm the wrong way and apply pressure and snap. So the lack of that means that that's kind of a risk with this kind of harness, but the mobility there is pretty good. Yeah, the sleeves are a little baggy. I've been meaning to take them in. I started to experiment with this one about having a way to cinch it down, but I just need to do some. But as it stands, they kind of get tucked up into my. They get tucked in a little bit anyway, so it's not that big a deal. Yeah, we'll do shoulder next. I'm gonna grab my belt. Gotta put my. I've already done some tailoring on this armor. So I've got these little leather strips in them right now, which is where I was starting to experiment with the sizing. So I was trying to see how much slack, if I laced them kind of tight, I was trying to see how much slack I needed to actually cut out of the sleeves. Take them further. But it hasn't been a huge priority of mine of late. I've had a lot of other stuff going on.
Use your arm up again.
This arm?
No, the other arm.
What? I didn't know what you were doing. I was doing my belt. Where is my musket from? Middlesex Trading Company. They're from Middlesex.
What state?
Wherever Middlesex is. I think Virginia, maybe?
We have a Middlesex like 20 minutes
Yeah,
now.
it's not from there, but I think.
I didn't think so.
Maybe Middlesex, Virginia? I'm not exactly sure. They're north of us. So that's a 1717 French infantry musket above me. There you go. Thank you.
I'm done. Let me check YouTube as well.
Let's use. I feel so lopsided.
Let's see. Oh, hey, Duck. We've got a lot of Olympic fencers switch to HEMA. Let's see. Okay, they're talking about how to find that.
Do what?
Two people are going back about how to get into HEMA. Thank you, Ordinary Modder. Opinion on the advantages, disadvantages of sliding rivets versus strap for the breastplate placard connection. Your preferences. Hi, doggo.
The rivets will last longer, or should last longer. But you'll have a bit more play with the leather, I think. But if you can do the rivets well enough, I don't think it's I think the rivets done well will be a net improvement over the leather, but they are going to be more fussy to get right.
Yep, he is husband material.
So I'm not wearing a gambeson. I'm wearing a doublet, an arming doublet. So the arming doublet, and you can see it here. I can pull up the sleeve here. You can see there's not much to this. It is like 2 layers of linen or something like that. There's very little under this because at this level of armor, I don't really need a padded garment under here. So the only padding to this is basically to help protect me from my own armor because this stuff chafes. So this gives me a nice sturdy underlayer that protects me from my own armor. Because this stuff is, this stuff chafes. So you put the doublet on, and it doesn't really like chafe you. But the armor is doing all the job of the plate is doing all the work of receiving impacts. I don't need padding underneath the plates, because the plates are the defense. Yeah, I gotta go fight some bosses in Dark Souls. Yeah, so whoa.
Yeah, they were tied, so that's why your sleeve was.
Oh, that's why my sleeve was sitting like that. Hello. Yes, so I do point the floating arms to the male. That's a choice I make. So ideally, I would get to a point where I don't need the hauberk at all, and I can go to male voiders, which would eliminate threading the arming points to the male entirely, because there just wouldn't be male where the arming points are. So that's the ideal situation for my armor. But as it stands, because of how this armor is kind of put together, it's best for us to lace the points to the male. Something I find that is if you lace it through the male and then through into the doublet, you end up with sort of a sawing effect as the male moves and like saws its way through the arming point. Because the arming point is secured to the doublet and it's secured to the armor. And in between those two, it's also threaded through the male. So as you're moving, that male is sawing the cord. So by tying it to the male and not the doublet underneath, you eliminate that sawing effect, but it doesn't give you as good of a fit to the body as doing it to the doublet goes. So I'm just doing this in the time being until I get to a point where I actually do switch over to male voiders instead. So it's custom, it's fitted, but it is not custom made.
Yeah.
So the armor, a lot of the armor is off the shelf, but I've since, I got armor off the shelf that was close enough, and then we kind of banged it to fit a bit tighter than it did off the shelf. So my breastplate has been sort of resized. You vise it, give it a lot of pressure. It's mild steel, so it bends. It'd be different if this was hardened or something, or stainless. I wouldn't be able to do that then. But because it's just mild steel, I can do that pretty easily. What do you want? You want here?
Yeah, that works.
So now we're putting on the last arm piece here.
Oh, shoulder.
I'm prepping for Ohio. We're off to Ohio.
What's in Ohio? I don't interact with that.
It's been a meme going on. I think there's one guy who started off all that Ohio stuff. Can I wield the musket in armor? I don't think I can. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not going to. That's not something I particularly want to try. What's my favorite Dark Souls weapon? What is my favorite Dark Souls weapon?
Y'all got it now. Just mentioned Dark Souls.
I guess it's the Claymore in Dark Souls. I've used the Claymore in every single Dark Souls game. Every single one. I always use the Claymore at least once. Other weapons, I don't necessarily, but I always use the Claymore. Okay.
Do you like the Grammarly ad in the background?
Yeah, I was all about that Grammarly ad. And then the spalder's down there. Okay. Now we're putting on the spalder. And we'll be very close to being done.
So close.
Very close to being done. I just got a little Buzz Lightyear curl going on here. Yeah, so my helmet uses a suspension liner. So it's not padded, but it's basically these strips of leather that are laced and then secured to the crown of the helmet. And then that helps support the head. It creates an air pocket above my head. There were regional trends in armor, but there was also some overlap. And then there's a certain degree of trade in between, or attempts to mimic. Maybe sometimes something might have been more in fashion, so they mimic it. I have the best use next.
Okay, I was just checking.
Man, I'm really shining on the YouTube here. My camera on so I'm streaming on both TikTok and YouTube right here. So on YouTube, my computer's camera is like having a hard time dealing with how shiny I am, and I'm just glaring on YouTube. It's wonderful. No, we're gonna do the big ones. I'm gonna say yeah, or no, do the leathers. Those fit better. They're in a better place. And then this doesn't get tied tight, it just gets tied to wherever it looks like it belongs.
Can I see it?
Because you twisted it.
Oh, I had it straight.
So we are currently putting on my best views. The best views are what protect my armpits.
They're pasties.
They protect my armpits.
They're pasties.
No, they protect my armpits.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I think. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, let me about break that there or so.
I can't help the left to right.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about more to the height. Because it's basically trying to cover the gap between my breastplate and my spalding. Oh yeah, that's good.
Hey dog.
And then we put the other one on.
Doggo.
So shuffle.
Doggo move.
The dog is trying to help. She's very determined to help.
No, she's determined because I have shoots on them.
Oh.
But I have not given her. So I keep her quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be hanging. So this is a quoit. That's the name for it, but it is a bit bonding, a bit of a bonnet look. There we go. Now I have my armpit protection going on. So this is to protect my armpits because armpits are kind of an open spot. So it's important to protect your pits from stabs because there are important arteries in there. Where if you get stabbed in your armpits, that's just kind of it. Protecting the armpits is really important, but it's kind of hard to protect them because you need to be able to move. And unfortunately, these ones aren't engaging the best with my shoulders. They tend to kind of get stuck underneath, but they still do their job for the most part.
Someone wants to know why you still have mail if you have so much protection from the plate.
That's why I still have mail.
Someone wants to know, how would tassets and folds be added? Does the placard need to be purpose-built to accept folds and tassets?
So you need mounting points on the placard or whatever factor there. So I have like a single lame of a fold here. I would really need more, and those would be mounted. So those would all be riveted together, and then that would be attached to either your placard or whatever's going on there, however that's set up. And then your tassets would most likely be buckled to the fold. So you'd have buckles, and then you would just mount them because you can take them off if you don't want them. Because sometimes you might not need them. They might be unnecessary for what you're doing. So now I guess we're doing the helmet. This is the part where I have trouble talking to people. So we're gonna see. Unfortunately, everything is loosey goosey in there right now.
I can't see nothing. So
okay. So this, I think we've changed here a little bit. I need to.
You have a chin strap.
I have a chin strap, and yeah, that's new.
I've never seen that. The straps around?
There's everything popped down. Yeah, that's all good. So there's a neck strap in the back.
Yep. With that?
I suppose. I can't really see what's going on right there.
That's about as tight as I could get it without strangling you.
Yeah, and then this gets laced.
Oh. Stop moving.
I was done with that.
Keyword.
This is a good song. And make sure you get the whole line.
You're not good at taking it until they are. Yeah.
Ah. That's right.
Yeah. User 7BO, you're not the only one. That's okay.
What?
Someone wants to know, is that a bever?
Yes. Something is not right.
Same idea.
Yeah, something is not right. What's happened here?
I just know they do some weird stuff in that suit.
Babe?
Huh?
Something isn't right.
What's not?
Something.
How did...
So something's.
I don't know what it would be.
Is it caught on some of the articulation somewhere, or maybe it's the neck strap? I'm not sure. Something is awry here.
Oh, this is supposed to... Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, I bet it's jammed. Is it caught on the strap?
This has gone underneath.
What?
Or no, does it go under? Yeah, I guess it does go underneath. So no, that's where it's supposed to be.
Something's not fitting right.
Your chin strap is not underneath.
Huh?
It's jammed on your chin strap.
Oh, yeah, that would probably be doing it. You really, I'll support it.
Someone called you premium metal husband. Yes. Chin strap here. There we go. Now that should be better.
Ah,
there we go.
There we go. Problem solved. And now we go back on. Much better. I can see. That part's important.
Just a little bit. Sorry.
Hello.
This one I can actually tighten it a little bit more.
Okay, here we go. If you know. There we go. I'm now encased.
Do the glasses go under or over the visor? I think glasses are gone.
Glasses are gone.
I just looked at him. You can't see nothing. Imagine taking a halberd to the back of the knee. Gain plus 20 vision when equipping, so he's fine. Hello. Hello, nobody knows. Someone made a full male onesie. Someone made a full male onesie.
That's kind of a thing.
Is that accurate? Like it literally covers all below his head.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, you need some way to get into it, right? So typically, it wouldn't be built as a onesie, but the result is that you're basically wearing a onesie. So it'd probably be a lot of overlap with the hauberk and then like male trosses is typically how that would be done. I don't know if anybody can hear me.
Okay, can you guys hear him okay when he talks in the...
Yeah, I've got my temper down, so hopefully my voice carries.
Just sound off in the chat how well you can hear him. Hello, nobody knows. Thank you.
And yeah, once that helmet's like fully closed, it gets hard to hear me.
Hello. What would an apprentice armor life be like in Renaissance Europe? Okay, they're saying they can hear you.
Okay.
YouTube, you guys, I'm not forgetting you. The bareback is the medieval equivalent of attending business Zoom calls without pants. I like that.
Can you help me?
Kind of muffled. YouTube said you're kind of muffled, like they can still hear, but.
Okay.
Did you get that one?
I got it. Cool. I am suited up.
Is the shield restricting a lot?
Do what?
Shield? You mean the face cover? Shield? Mostly throw a rock at him. No, I love him. I gotta throw a rock at him. Someone said they love your gauntlet. It's very gothic. Is this armor stronger than flex tape?
Probably not. That's unstoppable.
Oh, yeah. YouTube does not like how shiny you are.
Yeah, I'm super duper shiny.
Oh, they asked again, what would an apprentice armor life be like in Renaissance Europe?
So an apprentice, is learning from whatever master they are studying under. So they basically be both being an assistant and then learning the trade. So I'm not a smith myself, so I don't exactly know the ins and outs of the trade. But it would be at the very least it would be that basic guild. They'd probably be part of a guild, so it would be some sort of smithing guild. They'd be operating under their master until they learn enough to become a journeyman, and then eventually become a master. Halo. There's Halo going on.
Yeah, there's all sorts of music in this. Oh, yeah, man, probably. They were probably mentioning these shields.
What about these?
Oh, I forgot what the question was. Throw a boulder at it. No.
They get, whoever doesn't to get in the
Tend
way.
to look like a peanut. Yeah, are they restricting a lot?
No, not really. They're just free-floating.
He might be able to hit the gritty, actually. I don't think he's gonna.
I don't actually know how to do it.
We are in America. We're on the southeast area. Jousting armor?
No, this is not jousting armor.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna do the gritty.
I don't know how to.
Oh, you don't know how to do the gritty?
No, I'm a nearly 30-year-old man who has no exposure to children.
That's fair. The only reason I know is because I teach high schoolers. I probably wouldn't know otherwise. TikTok dance in the armor. No, he doesn't do that either. Do the straps sticking out trip you up?
I need to trim them, but I've never had it be an issue.
Have you ever checked out the game Vermintide 2?
Yes, I have that. I guess at some point we need to move outside so we can start showing the mobility. Huh?
Yep. Oh, this is gonna be fun to get outside.
Indeed.
Yay.
We can recruit the child.
Yep. What era is this armor from?
15th century.
Points in the armor for Justin. Someone just said that's dope. Thank you. Would you ever use Japanese type weapons?
I got one. Oh, this thing's like this
is
like
beautiful.
sacrilegious.
Oh, this is a mashup.
There we go. There's the mashup.
Yeah, this is beautiful Tachi. See, am I in? Oh, I keep forgetting what's in frame for TikTok is not in frame for YouTube. I'm so sorry. Anything that you don't like about the armor or anything to nitpick?
I want a backplate. I want a backplate, and then I'm still not happy with my upper armor situation. Still working on that. Got like 98 people in here.
Oh. Okay, I can figure out how to put the Tachi back in there. Are you excited for Blight?
Yes, I am.
What kind of weapon is preferred for that type of armor? Oh. And someone still says they have their great grandpa's armor.
Oh, that's cool.
Why?
Why?
Why am I doing this? Because I love you.
Because I can't do it myself.
Because I love you.
Here we go. This is what you would use with this.
This is an Italian style, right?
Not exactly. It's a kind of indistinct. It's sort of a export SPM vibe.
Do you have any weapons from video games?
No.
Magnets do stick to it. He used to have a feather stuck to his helmet.
I still have the feather.
Your helmet is a sallet, correct?
Yes.
What happened to your feather? Oh,
It's right there. Right there. Doesn't stay very well on this helmet, but.
ta-da! So I'll leave it there for a minute. What is that weapon called?
A poleaxe.
Okay, I'm going back to YouTube. Oh my goodness. What do you think of Italian asymmetrical pauldrons?
I think they're really cool, but they're not something that you particularly want to be using on foot.
And have you trained in German style?
Yes. Yes, I have trained that.
The clink. Do not destroy the chair with the pole axe, because this is our living room. Do you think you can take on a dragon?
No.
Looks like an Italian bassinet helmet. Bassinet helmet?
It's a salad.
The clink. Can we stick ABC magnets to them? We probably could. I'm thinking about my fridge right now. Is it hot in there?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Strike a pose. What would your like AFK pose be? Okay.
What? It's a strike a pose.
Yeah, I was thinking of like away, like AFK. You know, the character just sitting and chilling. What would you be doing?
Snoozing.
Probably.
The fun part about this helmet is that it supports my head, so I can just kind of like my head is just, I'm just like laying my head against my helmet right now. It's great. It's so comfy.
Lewis, are you the same person from TikTok telling him to destroy the chair? Don't destroy the chair. Is it hard to breathe?
Not on a salad. So
How's it
it's not
feel
at the
the
moment,
vision?
so I don't know if anybody can see, but my salad is actually open at the moment. Like the bever. So I've got my bever lowered, so I have a gap from the visor to the bever, and I actually have I can breathe through this hole here. I don't know, can you actually see this hole right now?
I mean, I can. The chat's over top of the TikTok video, so YouTube, I don't know, you all can barely see that there's a gap.
Yeah. So
You can
I've
see
got
like a
that,
little
I've got that
crescent
gap
moon.
open so that I can talk clearly. It also helps me see.
Someone said blink twice if you need to go to the bathroom. The built-in AC seems like the whole back area.
Yeah, the back area being open definitely helps because that vents a lot of heat.
Destroy the chair if you hit 500 viewers. I'll take that because I don't think we're doing it. How's the finger articulation? Is it good enough for fancy side sword stuff?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I got one.
Medieval RoboCop. What about a closed helm?
Oh yeah, totally, 100%.
Because you've got like every joint is articulated on the gauntlets. I don't know how well y'all can see.
No trouble at all.
But a scratch. It's a flesh wound.
Of course, I can't see
where's
why I'm putting it
Frodo?
down.
Gonna lay it here right now. Where's Frodo? I'd invite my friends, but I'm lonely. Oh no. Invite your friends. Everyone needs friends. The dual wield combo.
Oh yeah.
That's quite the combo. If those were your two choices. Let's see. So I think I'm caught up. Were there any questions that we had skipped? Because I know at one point the chat, especially on TikTok, was going pretty quick.
And we also need to go outside at some point.
Yeah. So is your back
colder out there.
completely vulnerable?
What?
That's true. Is your back completely vulnerable?
No, it's armored.
There's about 4 of you that just want you to turn around.
So it's not as protected as my front, but this is still actual armor. So it is protected. It's just not as protected as my front.
Someone had asked about a closed helm.
What about it?
You had I think they just said, what about a closed helm? Like it? Don't like it?
They're fine.
I guess.
This is technically a closed salad, actually, because the bever and the salad are one piece. So this is technically a closed helmet, but it's also a salad.
Let's see. What if you get hit in the crotch?
Cry.
Oh, do they look orange to you? They're actually red. Daddy of Blades, he's Sword Daddy. He has a water gun with it on there. How practical are the gauntlets with separate fingers? If your fingers get hit, could they break?
Absolutely, they could. But that's the catch, right? That's the classic debate is, how important. So, yes, you could break your fingers in these, but the armor is not necessarily to make you immune to damage so much as sometimes it's just there to mitigate. And protecting your hands from hand shots, that's just a thing that you have to do sometimes. And so, if you go to commit, you lose all that manipulation in the hand. And so there are some times where you have to make that compromise of, I need to be able to use my hand for whatever I need to do. and that comes at the cost of, okay, I don't have a mitt. Because if I'm wearing I have mitten gauntlets as well, and if I'm wearing my mittens, I am completely useless. Like, I can only hold things. Like, I can hold, I can hold a weapon, and I can use it, but I can't do anything beyond that.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta go back up. Chats. Have you demoed the signature lunge from the back yet? I don't know if we could do it in the armor.
Boy, I don't know if I trust myself to, not with the period. I don't know if I trust myself with those period shoes. And definitely not on this floor. I would just do a split and it'd be bad.
Let's see. See, nobody knows. I love that he's called Sword Daddy. Appreciate him. I do. I'm very lucky. Is it like different weapons you need? Maul versus plate to block?
I don't quite understand.
Is it like different weapons you need? Maul versus plate to block? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the phrasing of the question.
Oh, welcome back, Achilles. Prove it's a man in your love suit. Are you calling him a love suit, or do you love the suit? It is better to break them than lose them. That's very true. Yeah, the dog wants to be in live. She gets jealous. The belt is just for it's pretty.
Well, it's pretty, and I use it to carry my dagger and stuff.
Should I get a custom-built pair of gauntlets because their fencing gloves don't fit too well?
So if you're trying to do HEMA with metal gauntlets, that's going to not go over well with certain groups of people because and also just the fact that they're going to be kind of heavy, and that's going to affect how you fence.
What's your name? Blue Jay? Yeah. Do all the fan art you like. Tag him in it. Love seeing that stuff. Let's see. Can you take an axe to the face?
Could, yes. Do I want to? No.
All right, then I'm going back to YouTube. I haven't forgotten you guys. Is it hot in there?
Yes. Can we move outside soon?
Yes. Okay, let me just, I'm just going to catch up with what's on the chat right now, and then we're going to move outside because it will be cooler for him out there. How fast can you... I love him. The viability of wearing ice packs or ice water in tubes that going underneath the gambeset.
I suppose you could, but
Not a lot of room.
the armor would potentially cut the flow because the armor has to be cinched so tight to support itself on your body that you need separate systems. I think.
Let's see. How fast can you emergency evacuate if you really need to go? Really, if you could just get to the leggings, they're really stretchy.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna go steal the kids so we can get this stuff outside.
The number one situation would not be hard at all. The number two situation would be a bit trickier. I could probably... So my concern with trying to do a roll in this is that my helmet is kind of bolted to my torso. And so my ability to move my head is kind of limited. So I could roll in the rest of this, I think. But I'd be afraid to do it with my helmet on. I don't think I could do the roll with this component on. If I didn't have this, I probably could do a roll. But I also don't particularly want to because, again, this armor kind of bites and stuff, and I don't particularly want to land on it. But, I mean, I could.
She's finishing up a braid, and she'll be done in 3 minutes.
Okay.
And then we can move. All right. Oh.
I guess we'll use the table that's outside. But
oh, my goodness. I don't think we have any trees that are small enough that he could do that. How much do you weigh with the armor on? So the armor is about 60 pounds. You're 170?
Yeah.
So about 230. No codpiece. Not in this outfit. He's got the poofy red and blue outfit. Has a codpiece. Full on attack something outside? Sure. I mean, you could go ham on one of the trees.
What?
You could.
I don't want to hurt our trees.
He loves our backyard.
I don't want to hit the trees.
How about that tree that keeps growing even though it's not supposed to? Do we have one of those?
I don't know.
The little sproutlings. Can you show the range of range of movement in your arms and shoulders. Maybe do a jumping jack.
I mean, once we get outside, sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm waiting for because there's a lot of stuff in here, and I don't have the best peripheral vision, so I'm a little afraid to like move too much.
Yeah, y'all can't see. There's a light right above us that has been broken in the past.
So yeah, I'm very cautious about how much I'm moving around at the moment. But I can do that once we get outside.